If you like collecting theme park stuff, like I do, you can find it sometimes in some very unexpected places. Flea markets, for example. And I found some treasures the other day. Flea markets for me are a lot of fun. I don't usually have a whole lot of money, but they can be a lot of fun to go into and browse around and see what's there. You'll find all sorts of treasures. We went to a local flea market called the Flea Hag, and just a really nice little business here in Branson, one of the prettier ones, and found a number of things that honestly kind of surprised me, blew me away. One was some pins, so and just some very nice little pins. We got a little raven there. So yeah, you can find Disney pins in some of the most unusual places. Be very careful though, because a lot of times the pins that you will find for sale in these places are fakes. The scrapper people love to sell their fake pins at these booths. So be careful, get a close look. If they're sealed up individually and you can't, kind of a red flag. So, anyways, we're walking around, we're browsing at this place, and the first thing I see is this. And I kind of went, ooh, I know what that is. It's this beautiful mug, and it's still got the price tag on it, haha, or at least the string from it. And I don't know when I have seen one like this. But this is Epcot, as you can see there. And then it's got several of the world pavilions around it. And then what's really cool, I don't know if I can get this in here, but if you look down here at the bottom edge, it says Walt Disney World. Remember the magic. And just very neat how it's etched in there. And, it's actually etched in at the bottom. And there is a 25th year logo. So let's see it that way. So it gives you the idea, of what year it is, and just a very nice mug or glass. And I went, ooh, very neat. So we get up to the counter, and I asked the lady, I said, okay, we found this Disney glass. Is there any more theme park stuff? Well, then she points me to a booth that had just brought in a bunch of Silver Dollar City stuff, including very nice mug. I was like, oh, there were several mugs there. But then this one, when you look a little closer, you can see the train. That was a quick sell. Now, these mugs were both like $5 each. So not very expensive. But yes, love the train on there. And then we started kind of going on this hunt. Okay, what else can we find? Where else can we find it? And one thing she pointed me to was a booth that had some postcards. Postcards from Six Flags over Mid-America. This is the original name of the St. Louis parks. The postcard booklets have not been mailed. By the way, kids, if you don't know what a postcard is, back in the days when we actually still physically mailed things, this is how you would send people souvenir pictures. And just a very nice little book. Both of them. So, and these were $3 each, I think, something like that. They were, again, not very expensive. So then we started looking through, and there's this whole stack of postcards. And I mean stacks of postcards. The first thing I noticed is actually some from when I grew up. Because I grew up in Sacramento, California. An hour and a half from Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is kind of cool, because here in Missouri, you don't see a whole lot of California stuff. But this is actually a whole little flip down souvenir. And I remember seeing these as a kid with all the photos of Fisherman's Wharf. So just kind of a a neat souvenir. Like I said, a great throwback for me. And so then I started digging through that booth a little bit more. And, okay, what else can I find? Well, then we find, see if I can get these things out here. This booth had all sorts of stuff. Again, San Francisco. This one's actually been addressed and mailed, which is cool. And you can see the picture of the zoo there. And again, it's fold down. Let's see. I am having a nice time. Be home the last of this month. Nice little message. And again, all the pictures of the San Francisco Zoo, which I have been to a number of times. Then, let's see. So there were a few things there from San Francisco. Trying to make sure I pull these up because all my little packets has slipped apart. This is also from the San Francisco area. If you've been around San Francisco, you've probably been to the Steinhardt Aquarium. Well, in the same park that the Steinhardt Aquarium is the Japanese tea garden. We always went to this as part of my elementary school field trips. And again, the fold down, the Japanese tea garden was just fun. It was so neat to walk around in. And I can remember the highlight of our field trips was that bridge right there. And trying to climb up it and get over the top. And oh yeah, it was fun. Just, so those I got kind of out of memory. But then, oh, and then also, one more memory here. And then the theme park stuff started popping up. But this one is Lake Tahoe. And nice little note cards here that open up. And you can see pictures all throughout there. So just a neat little souvenir brochure. You don't see things like this anymore because everybody takes so many digital photos now. But then again, I went back to the counter and we started digging, and out starts coming all sorts of other things, such as Universal Studios. And let's see, what else did we find here? Some of these I'm going to keep in plastic. Then we found a whole stash of SeaWorld postcards. And I believe these are all supposed to be SeaWorld San Diego, but they're, on the back it says San Diego. So you get to see, this is before they had really gone with roller coasters. There's your Pearl Divers. And kind of a throwback to the way the parks used to be, because so much of this has changed now. They don't do things like that so much anymore. And I mean, all sorts of SeaWorld cards. Oh, and then, yes, here's some more Universal. I love this. Frankenstein's carrying away the kids. But see, what's fun is they apparently posed that picture a bunch because there's also this one. But yeah, that was the days that they would have those, classic monsters walking around the parks. The highlight of it, though, at this point, like I said, we were starting to look around and what can we find? And then we found this. 1969 Disneyland souvenir book. Now, you can tell from the cover, it has been well loved. So it is, the cover's a little bit worn. I think I paid, it was like $7 or $8 for it. Tag doesn't say anymore. But, so, the outside, it looks a little worn. But when you open it, the pages inside are in perfect condition. And it's just full of pictures and writing. And, oh my. And yeah, I was very surprised that it was in such good condition still. And for $7. It might have been 10. It wasn't over 10 though. I know that. Yeah, just... so, surprising Netflix that the binding is still good. The cover's just a little worn. Like, how cool. And then the last thing we found, we were getting ready to head out the door, and we found one more item. And again, it throws back a little bit to Six Flags Over Mid-America in St. Louis. Yes, this is a set of Viewmaster discs. And the discs are right there. There is all 3 of them, along with the listing of what is on the discs. And now, for people of my generation, younger, I think even my kids actually had a Viewmaster when they were little. What this is you actually had this little 2-lens projector, handheld deal with glasses, and you would put the disc inside, and the images on each side of it are basically slides, and they match up, and so you would look at it, and it creates a three-dimensional image that you're looking at of wherever the place is, and it tells you around the outside what you're looking at. And so it was a way to look at these 3D pictures of wherever it was. They were hugely popular as a kid. So everybody had a Viewmaster. Everybody had a Viewmaster. But to find Viewmaster discs anymore is extremely hard, and especially a packet that's in really good shape. The discs are in pristine condition. The sleeve, it's torn a little bit there, but it's still basically intact. But yeah, it's like, wow, how cool is that? So, grand total, I think I spent about $30 or so, 30, 35. We bought a bunch of other stuff too, but you never know what you're going to find at them. So if you're into collecting collectibles, theme park or not, but glassware at all, paper, things like that, go check out your local flea markets or your thrift shops. You'll find things pop up there as well. In fact, a good amount of my stuff for my collection, I found at places like that, at cheap prices like that. So don't be afraid to take a look. So, hope you enjoyed this little look at my treasure hunting and finding. And, love to hear about your finds too. Feel free to share them in the comments. I'd love to see pictures too. So if you're taking pictures of what you found at flea markets, post a link down there. It may hide the link originally, but I will post the link up and make it visible for everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys to my supporters and everybody who has sent in stuff like this. Because I get stuff mailed in and it blows my mind, some of the stuff some of y'all have sent me. Thank you, though, for everybody who's joined in. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.
Hey, what's that button?
That button will show you another one of our videos.
And that one?
That one will help you subscribe if you haven't already.
Oh, and then there's all these names floating by?
Yeah, this is all of our supporters on Patreon and YouTube members.
Oh, so those are the ones that get the special perks.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that, click on that button right there.
Thanks.
No, thank you.
And thanks for watching.
God bless.